Hello YouTube, my name is Hot Dog Boy, and I wanted to show you my Theros Blue-Black Control deck. You might look at this deck and be like, wow, Prognostic Sphinx and Master of Waves along with Hero's Downfall and Thoughtseize. You're right. Prognostic Sphinx is actually a very good card in this format. It doesn't. You don't trade with Stormbreath Dragon, but you stop it from attacking, which is good enough. For 5 mana, it's a 3/5 with flying that says discard a card. Prognostic Sphinx gains hexproof until end of turn, and you tap it, which makes him really resistant to the one card in the Naya decks that actually hits him, which is Chain to the Rocks. You just pitch a card with Chain to the Rocks, or when he chains your dude, and then all is well. Master of Waves. Most people might see this deck and be like, it's a control deck, why are you running Master of Waves? Well, I realized that Master of Waves actually, if I go turn 1, Swamp into Thoughtseize, turn 2, Omenspeaker, turn 3, Ashiok, into turn 4, Master of Waves, it's actually not that bad. Master of Waves is particularly used as a chump blocker or for trades most of the time, with the off occasion when I draw 3 Master of Waves and just blow somebody out with a horde of 4/3s. But like I said, this deck is amazing to against the only deck in the format, which is the red, white, green monsters deck that's running Stormbreath, Xenagos, and Elspeth. It's about 80% of the meta right now, and I just 4-0'd a daily with this deck, and all 4 games were against the Naya monsters list. Some of the real benefits to the deck is if you're on the play, you can go Ashiok, or if you're on the play and the Naya deck doesn't have a mana accelerant, you can go turn 3 Ashiok and then tick up and then just sit on your counter spells and Hero's Downfalls, and you can. I've gotten to the point where I've milled somebody out 40 or 50 cards between like 1 or 2 Ashioks, just because it's just so, like, it takes a while, but it really grinds them out. The one thing I do like about Ashiok is, since your deck is basically only running 8 removal spells, Ashiok does a really good job of picking up the slack of exiling their creatures to make them not be able to, like, he basically deals with, like, when you exile a creature off the top of the Ashiok, that's a creature that your Hero's Downfalls won't have to deal with and your Dissolves won't have to deal with, so it lessens the load on your removal suite. So he's basically sort of like a removal spell in and of himself. But some of the cards that I don't think are that good in this deck are Bident. I haven't played with Bident. I haven't been able to use Bident. I don't think it's good for the Naya matchup, which might be why I haven't gotten a test against it. For the same reason, Gainsay, the 4 Gainsay and the 4 Dark Betrayal are kind of meh as well, because obviously I haven't played against any black or blue decks really. The Baleful Eidolons, however, are amazing because they go turn 2 Caryatid, and you go turn 2 Baleful Eidolon, they go turn 2 Caryatid. they either have to keep taking one, or like for a couple turns until they get their big stuff out, or they lose their mana accelerant. And it also profitably blocks Pelucranos and the 5-mana 6/6 reach guy. And he's sort of like a Doomblade in a sense. But and when Omenspeaker is just getting outclassed by 5/5s and 6/6s, a 1/1 Death Touch over a 1/3 Scry 2 is very good. Prognostic Sphinx, I know I already touched on this, but like he even helps you, like after you've dealt with their cards on their board or whatever, and you can usually stabilize around like 15 to 20 or 15 to 10 life. You can normally start swinging with Prognostic Sphinxes and just sculpt your hand in the way that you want the game to play out, and things just happen really nicely. I am honestly thinking about maybe cutting a Bident for an extra Ashiok, because I'm extremely dissatisfied with the Bident, and I'm extremely satisfied with Ashiok. I'm not sure if Ashiok will ever have a place in Standard, but I will always have a place for Ashiok in my block deck. But Voyage's End, also, I should touch on that. Voyage's End is almost like a time walk in the early game. Sometimes it's not as good if they play turn 2 Sylvan Caryatid, but if they go turn 2 whatever his name is, untaps the land guy, Voyaging Satyr, you can Voyage send him at the end of their turn or whatever, and basically time walk them, especially if they're mana screwed. Because with them having 8 mana accelerants, most decks will lean heavily on their mana accelerants, and they'll take really sketchy hands. So if you ever see that, like if you Thoughtseize and you see like Stormbreath Dragon, Pelucranos, Elspeth, Xenagos, Caryatid, and a single land, you take the Caryatid, because by the time they've found all the stuff they need to assemble for the other stuff, you'll have you'll have drawn answers, and it's really good. So yeah, I think I said this, but I just got done 4-0ing with this deck, and I will probably play a couple games for you guys to see how it works. So I'll see you till then.